Have you ever imagined ending up in a completely digital world, becoming a character in a bizarre circus, being there against your will, and constantly at risk of going mad or being completely dematerialized? This is the main plot of the newest animation released on YouTube, which brings a dark humor with psychotic undertones, managing to be both funny and terrifying. We're talking about the amazing digital circus, which is a mystery within an enigma wrapped in a layer of riddles. Even though it leaves everyone who watched the pilot with more questions than answers, it provides incredible hints about what we might see in the upcoming episodes of the series. Want to know all about it? Well, you know what to do, right? The amazing digital circus starts in a way that, if you're not prepared, you might think it's just another animation of super childish stories, akin to Strawberry Shortcake or any other baby show. And those who think that couldn't be more wrong. You can tell it's not a normal animation the moment the opening music starts repeating, emphasizing the characters are there day after day after day after day. In other words, forever. And there are some places exactly like that, where people stay forever, which we'll talk about shortly. But I'll give you a hint right away. Those options are creepy. Returning to the story, everything in the beautiful and bizarre music starts to go awry when a new character appears in the circus, a mix of clown and mime in appearance, and ends up knocking everyone down. Gradually, we see that all the circus members, which we'll identify shortly, begin to treat the new girl in a rather cruel and insensitive way, without providing explanations or any kind of support, especially Jax, a psychopathic rabbit, and Zubul, a girl made up of various mismatched body parts. In fact, both Zubul and Jax don't seem to get along very well. Apart from these three characters, the animation includes Kinger, a kind of walking chess piece that doesn't make any sense, and Regatta, who appears to be a ragdoll, at least in appearance, and is the friendliest of all, saying some useful things to the new member of the Circus of Psychosis. Oh, I almost forgot about Gangle, a being with a body made of red ribbon, the kind you use for wrapping gifts, and with two masks. One happy and the other sad, representing art in a rather twisted way. But there's another character yet to be introduced, Kaufmo, which we'll discuss shortly. All these misfits, who somehow ended up in that kind of digital prison, form the troupe of the amazing digital circus and are coordinated by a digital being with a human body, denture head, and two different colored eyes, Kane. Even though the animation doesn't explicitly state it, it's quite evident that all of this, which is digital, takes place within a virtual environment, especially when the newcomer named Pomni by Kane tries to remove her own eye and eyelids, saying she wants to take off the headset she used to enter that sinister game. And probably the headset she refers to must be one of those immersive 3D or 4D technologies that make gamers feel literally part of the game. But we're sure that Pomni, or whatever her real name is, didn't want it to be that immersive. Kane shows Pomni everything, which is actually almost nothing, and makes some interesting observations, such as the fact that he has various eyes scattered all over the place, which later turns out to be a lie.
We stay right here, where I can keep my hundreds of all-seeing eyes on you.
In doing so, he also introduces Pomni to the Void, a place where there's nothing but imminent madness that occurs after spending some time there. To pass the time, Kane assigns the group the task of capturing the Gloink, small creatures that tend to steal everything they see, including disassembling and stealing Zubul's body parts, taking them away. But what no one knows is that they actually take these stolen things to serve as food for their queen, the Majesty of the Gloink, a kind of giant colorful slug that lives in an underground cave and intends to turn everything into Glosma, including God. And from there, the animation becomes progressively darker and more sinister. While Kinger and Gangle try to rescue Zubul, the super weird Jax, Regatta, and Pomni visit Kaufmo in his room because he hasn't been going out much lately, as he was obsessed with finding an exit. When they arrive, the trio encounters a creature in the style of a glitch with multiple eyes scattered across its dark and irregular body. In the end, Kaufmo, whom none of us had the chance to truly know, goes completely insane from thinking about ways to escape that twisted place, as seen by the word exit written hundreds of times on the walls of his room. And to think, he was just a clown without a nose before becoming a bizarre and uncontrollable creature. The episode continues with Pomni trying to escape from the bizarre monster Kaufmo has become, and he ends up finding and killing Queen Glosma after landing on her. In the meantime, Pomni finds and enters a door that she believes is the way out, but it actually leads to an endless number of rooms that ultimately lead back to the Void. At that very moment, Kane's clock beeps, proving that he doesn't have eyes everywhere, as he never saw what Kaufmo had turned into. He rescues Pomni from the void and takes her back to the circus tent, which is one of the 3 places that make up the game structure. At this point, Cain realizes that Kaufmo was completely out of control, so he grabs him and throws him into a kind of basement.
And into the cellar you go!
Here's where a particularly attention-grabbing scene unfolds. We see that in the place where Cain is putting the monster, there are some others just like him. In fact, the place seems to be a sea of dark liquid, and it's not clear whether the numerous glowing eyes in the darkness belong to different beings or a single massive bizarre being, as several deranged creatures can come together to form something even larger. But this is something that will undoubtedly be unraveled in the upcoming episodes, at least we hope. This also makes one thing clear. Cain is the most powerful being in that place, as he can do incredible things with a snap of his fingers, like opening portals and transporting anyone from one place to an entirely different one. Afterward, Pomni, who was frightened by a small digital glitch on her left hand, is healed, as is Regatta, who was almost torn apart by Kaufmo's monstrous version and was glitching in her appearance. This also proves that she only has the appearance of a ragdoll, but is entirely digitized and made of data, just like everyone in that seemingly inescapable place. About escaping from there, Regatta tells Pomni that at some point they all tried to do that, but they stopped because they realized it was virtually impossible, and thinking too much about it only led to one outcome: complete madness, just as it happened to Kaufmo. In the end, they all participate in a dinner where they can't taste or smell anything, but they do it to remember their habits as normal humans, or should we say when they were alive. Today, based on just one episode, it's impossible to say anything for sure, but the possibilities are vast. For example, Cain could be an artificial intelligence program with a sadistic sense of humor that at some point gained its own life and now enjoys abducting the minds of people who enter the cyberspace to play games. Alternatively, he might be something far worse and more bizarre, like an entity that uses digital worlds as a backdrop for the place where its prisoners are kept. In reality, it's all pure speculation, but there are certainly signs of other characters who have lived in the circus all around and in various details that most people haven't even noticed yet, but that's a topic for another video. Regarding this eerie and entertaining animation, we can say that there are a few truths about the amazing digital circus, but one of them is that the animation was created by Glitch, a YouTube channel specialized in producing simply incredible games and animations like Murder Drones and Meta Runner. And the person Glitch, entrusted with bringing this bizarrely good project of the amazing digital circus to life, was Gooseworks, a 24-year-old YouTuber who is passionate about games and short films. She certainly has tremendous creativity to create something as surreal and good as what we saw in this pilot episode, and she left everyone who watched this animation wanting to see more and eager to find out what will happen to Pomni and all the other characters. But without a doubt, one of the most celebrated by the fans is Jax, which is quite strange, given that he's truly an insensitive psychopath who doesn't care about anything or anyone except himself. And without a doubt, we want to see everything, absolutely everything that will be shown in the upcoming episodes. That's the story we know so far about the amazing digital circus, a dark, sinister animation that is also fun and caught the attention of millions of people just days after its release. If you're looking for entertainment, it's simple. Click on one of these 2 video links we're leaving for you here now. You can choose without fear. Both videos are fantastic.